Welcome to your handstand prep tutorial. We'll be going through some basic moves to take you or your students into any phase of handstand. So make sure you have a wall, and that's about it. Sturdy wall and a mat if you like that, to have a little bit of support for your wrists. So we're going to be moving through these series of exercises to build strength, to align the pelvis, ribs, and skull, what we call mountain pose template in CSV Yoga, in inversions. So we want to keep the relationship between the pelvis, the ribs, and the skull in alignment even as we move upside down. So recruiting the psoas muscles and the quadratus lumborum muscles to keep this pelvic alignment as we invert and bring our foundation into our hands instead of our feet. So first things first, core strength vinyasa yoga uses biomechanics and physics, otherwise known as ground reaction force, to move us through our poses, in between poses, and within poses. For example, if the arms are locked long and we try to lift ourselves up, this is using a lot of superficial back body muscles and superficial front body muscles, which can compress your joints, lumbar, spine. So what we do is access our physics press and ground reaction force by bending the limbs slightly so that we can activate the power of the upward rising force of the deep core line myofascial muscle meridian, deep front line. So we bend and then press away from the earth. Notice I'm getting the same results of coming upright, keeping pelvis, ribs, and skull aligned, but I'm working smarter as opposed to harder. So I'm balancing effort with ease, satira, and sukha. So we move into our handstand prep using these same principles. Okay, shake out your legs, and from here, you'll come forward to the top of your mat into all fours. Small bend of the elbows. Inhale, rise for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale and exhale. A few more times, just really cultivating the strength in the arms to your spine and sacrum, back down the arms to your hands, which are your foundation in this case. You'll circle the ribs in all directions. Call this a dancing cat and cow. Really awakening side body, hips, shoulders. Come to a seated position on your heels. Interlace the fingers, elbows slightly bend. Inhale and exhale, dive forward. A couple of more times here, opening the chest. And as we wave through the spine, getting a nice, also warming up of the low back and hips. Come back through to center. Reach the arms up, exhale down through to center. Take your way back to all fours. Okay, so anchor the toes if that's comfortable for you. And we're going to inhale, keep the sitting bones pressing straight back, and as you exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale. Finding that lift through the psoas and the lumbar. So we're going to inhale. Now soften the elbows, neutralize there. Exhale, press through your foundation. Lift in and up through your core into your expression. So again, inhale, soften, exhale, press. We'll do one more time. It's a great way to move your students into the kramas of handstand. From here, take your way back into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, couple of twisted downward facing dogs. Come back through to center, and you'll walk your feet forward just behind the hands. Micro bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, wave the spine long. Inhale again. Exhale, flat back one more time. Inhaling down, exhaling to flat back. Draw the low front ribs in and up. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, press your way up. Inhale, unroll the arms. And as you exhale, bring your right elbow to the left thigh. Take a breath here. Lengthen the right and left side waist as the arms open. Full breath in. Exhale, circle them back and down. Press your way up, integrating the sweep in and up of the psoas and lumbar muscles. So the ribs aren't pressing out, but they're coiling in. And exhale, come through to center. Left elbow to right thigh. Sitting bones press back, tailbone long. Inhale, lengthen the waist, and exhale, open into your twisted chair. Full breath in here, exhale, come back, press your way up, inhale, rise. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Fold from the hips and knees. Bring the fingertips to the earth and take 2 steps back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, inhale. Wave through the psoas and lumbar and exhale. In and up through the pelvic diaphragm. You can bring the palms to the earth. Inhale, bend the knees, soften the elbows. Exhale, left leg reaches high. Full breath in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Reach your way up. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. And we'll do that one more time. Knee to center and bring the foot forward to the front of your mat. Take a breath, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, bring your way up into high crescent. Reach the arms high and exhale. 3, 2, and 1. All right, from here, take your way into a high crescent lunge. Bring the hands in prayer and your right elbow again to the left thigh. Inhale, wave long through the spine. And as you exhale, take your hands to the earth. Okay, so from here, you'll let your left foot slide back a bit. Bring the palms to the earth and lift your right leg so the right heel is radiating out. Inhale, you'll bend everything. And exhale, press. Tiny hops, L-shape hops. Notice that I'm not banana-rama-ing the spine, but I am keeping pelvis, ribs, and skull aligned as I press up into those L-shape hops. Exhale, stretch out that front leg. Inhale, wave forward, and exhale. One more time. And take your way forward. Walk this left foot in line with the right knee. And you'll bring your pelvis over that right knee. Inhale, breath wave through the spine. Exhale, moonwalk the hands to the left. So your right arm is a little bit more forward than your left. Inhale again, and exhale, fold. So each time we inhale, we're accessing psoas, QL. Exhale, supporting from our root, pelvic diaphragm. Inhale, wave the spine long. Exhale, take your way back to a neutral lunge. Anchor the toes and lengthen your front leg. Inhale and exhale. So a few pulsations here. And you'll slide your left leg back. Lion's breath it out. Good. Press the palms to the earth. Sweep your way to a twisted dog, right arm up and over. We'll do that 2 more times, really accessing the power of Gecko Asana fingers or Hasta Bandha. So maintaining that earth to core expression from the pelvis to the supporting hand, and from the supporting hand, that pathway of weight back to our center of gravity. Come through to center, bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, wave the heart forward. Inhale here, exhale, radiate out the left leg. Inhale long, exhale, radiate out the right. Come through to center, lower the knees. Hover Chaturanga, pelvis and chest. Beautiful. Widen your fingers, Gecko Asana, and you'll circle the shoulders, Sahaja Cobra. So warming up the spine and the shoulders and keeping those legs nice and strong behind us. So gaze under the elbow, over a shoulder, over the other, under the other elbow. Coming through to center, take a breath in, exhale and roll your way up. Full breath here, all the way down. Hands come to either side of the ribs. Roll the shoulders back, anchor the toes. Press your way up. Pelvis, ribs, skull aligned. Reverse diagonal Chaturanga. Reach your way back, downward facing dog. Lion's breath. Okay, so from here, inhale, bend the knees, and exhale, let the right leg reach to the sky. Full breath in, exhale, knee to elbow. 2 more times, waking up the hamstrings and this nice arm support, collarbone wide. Bend the back knee, inhale, long waist, exhale strongly through the legs. Now again, psoas, lumbar, sweep in and up. Inhale, rise, and exhale for 3, 2, and 1. From here, reach the arms high. So you exhale, hands come to the heart. Now root through the back foot, the ball of the back foot. Press your way forward to bring that left elbow to your right thigh. Full breath in here. Lifting the left hip up to meet the right as the right thigh bone slides back in space. And exhale, hands come to the heart. So our same L-shape hops. So slide your front foot back a bit, plant the palms shoulder width. Now I'm not gonna just kick this leg up. I'm gonna keep my leg connected to my hip and my hip connected to my spine. So pathway of weight from palms, exhale. So I'm pressing down through the earth with the palms after that little bend of the elbows, accessing the ground. Reaction force. Bring your back knee to the earth. Inhale, exhale. Little Ardha Hanumanasana. And exhale. From here, draw that right heel, scooch it over to be in line with the left knee. Rotate to the outer edge of your right foot. Inhale. Wave the spine long. Again, hug that right thigh bone into the hip socket, or plug as we say, and walk your hands to the right. Moonwalking the left arm a bit further forward than the right. Exhale. Each breath wave, working agonist and antagonist muscles, warming up the fascia to bring you deeper into your range of motion. Notice I say your range of motion and not the range of motion that you think you should have. All right, from here, anchor the back toes, lengthen the front leg a little or a lot. Inhale and exhale. So focus on keeping the spine long and the heart pulling forward. Good. From your low lunge, slide the leg back, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, turn toes and knees to the same direction. Slide the right arm down, up and over. Nice warming side plank that I call a swimming plank. Right, exhale. So warming all the structures we need here for our handstand prep. Take your way through to center, inhale. So bend the knees, root through palms, wave through the spine into your plank wave. Take a breath in, exhale, right heel radiates. Inhale down, exhale, tailbone reaches towards heel. Inhale, diagonal chaturanga, so psoas and lumbar. Eternal dance of keeping the pelvis aligned. Lengthen the tops of the feet. Circle the shoulders out. Now this should feel really good. It's a nice release for the wrists and gives you all the chest opening and shoulder mobility that we will need in order to move into a healthy range of motion for your handstand prep today. Inhale, let the sitting bones reach right back and exhale. Draw your way up. Inhale here and exhale down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, tailbone roots. So the heart rises, inhale here and exhale down. Last one. Hands beside the ribs, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, cobra, up dog. Inhale, bend elbows. Exhale, psoas lifts in and up and pulls you back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in, lion's breath it out. Again, assuring that the low front ribs are drawing in and up and sitting bones reach back. Good. From here, bend the knees and you'll take your way forward into standing forward fold, or what you can offer your students is an inhale, bend, exhale, pointed plank. So lifting in and up through the psoas, shoulders stay just behind the wrists, and from there you can have your yogi walk forward. Your last variation are some Shakti Kicks. So what you might want to do before that is a little wrist clear, especially if you brought your students through that succession or krama of walking forward and then the pointed plank, otherwise known as Rocketship, and then to this next evolution. So the wrist clear is the thumb and finger of one hand is creating traction along the bones of the forearm and into the wrist to decompress the carpal tunnel. Wrist clear. Magic wrist clear, it's called. All right, so from here, you can practice hopping forward, which in CSV we call Shakti Kicks, waking up that primal energy of the universe. So bringing your hands shoulder width, you would be from your downward facing dog. So your heart will move forward, the drishti will move forward, sitting bones will aim towards the sky, and we aim to have the pelvis stacked over the ribs, stacked over the head, as opposed to when we're standing. So inverting, shifting our perspective here, a mountain pose template. Inhale, bend. Exhale, psoas takes you in and up. Tiny little hops to your Uttanasana. Inhale, wave and exhale. Bend the knees and press your way up. Inhale, unroll the upper spine. Exhale, hands come to center. All right, a little grounding exercise for the psoas. Reach the arms up and bend the right knee as you pull the right fingertips towards the sky. Feel this connection of top of the psoas to base of the psoas. Same thing, other side. So feeling how the psoas muscle is a mobilizer, but also a stabilizer. We're lengthening that beautiful fusiform muscle. Reach the arms high, shoulders to ears. Exhale, release. Good, and you can circle those shoulders out. So what we'll do now is bring your mat towards the wall. So it's right at the baseboard. And another way you can get your students or yourself comfortable with going upside down is doing L shape against the wall. So you will bring your hands to the earth. Now you're going to want to have your body positioned, I kind of know where it is, at least one leg width distance because you're going to have the hands pressing into the wall. So there's one leg width distance. See, here I am. From here, hands shoulder width, gecko asana, fingers activated. You're going to walk your feet, you'll get used to it, into a nice L shape. Now draw your low front ribs in and up towards the skull and practice breathing here. When you're ready to come down, take your way back down and release. So when we're going into inversions, it's really nice to have your friend, the wall, and work your students into shifting their perspective, having their head upside down, their hands as your foundation as opposed to the feet. It's a good way here to feel what it's like to have the pelvis, ribs, and skull aligned and have that pathway of weight from palms through the arms to the shoulder blade, around the ribs to the sternum, and from the sternum down the spine to the tailbone. Yeah, so we want that pathway of weight from the hands up through the forearms, the humerus, across the shoulder, outer edge, inner edge, back up along the collarbone, down to the sternum, wrapping around the ribs, to the spine and to the sacrum. So that's our pathway of weight across all the joints to get from our hands to our pelvis, which is our center of gravity. And in this case, our hands are our foundation. So we want to feel that in all our poses, and the L-shaped one is a great way to start. So again, your hands are shoulder width, and slowly walk those feet up and work on drawing low front ribs in and up. You can keep your drishti a little bit forward and take a few ujjayi breaths there. And after coming upside down, can just take a moment and let your blood pressure return to normal, to a few little wrist clears if you've been practicing this a few times. And then from here, we're ready to do our standing kicks. So it's a little bit of an L-shape move again, except that we have a wall. Now when we use the wall, we don't just want to kick up in order to have our feet hang out on the wall and get a curve in the spine, which I call banana-rama-ing the spine. We want to keep our integration, mountain pose template. So if we touch the wall, great, and at one point we will go up there to see what it feels like to be upside down, but there'll be cues and indications. So again, you don't want to be way too far from the wall because, well, that will cause you to go almost into a back bend, and we don't want to be too close because we want to have space. So you want to have a couple of inches, or say one of your hand space between the wall and your hands, also so there's room for your head. So again, you want to I'm going to bring my left foot a bit forward, and the right leg is not going to wildly donkey kick. It's going to stay integrated. Use ground reaction force, inhale, bend, exhale. Pressing through my palms and out my toes, front ribs in. And taking a moment to play with floating in the air. So did you see that when I kicked up, I wasn't wildly kicking in that direction? What we call ground reaction force and Newton's law of physics is that if you throw something really hard against the wall, it's going to rebound back in the other direction twice as hard, and that will be your body. So we want to press down through the earth and use that ground reaction force to rise up the deep core line. Now you saw I pressed through my fingers, pressed through the palms, and drew up that energy through the soft tissues across that pathway of weight through the joints to activate the upward rising force of the deep core line. Floated for a moment, readjusted, psoas lifts in and up, QL lifts in and up, and pelvic floor hugs it all together and seals it. So try one more time, and every time you try this, it is an experiment, an exploration, a playtime, a time to get really focused and observe, be a witness to your practice. Tapas, take action. Svadhyaya, dive in and see where you are. And Ishvara Pranadhana, surrender to the result of your actions. And this is how we transform in our poses. So I'll do it one more time. From here, one foot forward, nice triangle right between both hands, eyes, drishti, and heart. So I'm not back here or way over here. Keeping mountain pose template. Interesting to shift perspectives and make our hands, which usually draw the world into us and help us see things close up, but instead having our hands as our foundation and our deep support. So give it a try, and first and foremost, make sure to enter it with a spirit of play and self-love. Namaste.